Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the grand finals of Astronauts Invitational GITCG International Tournament. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ark. I'll be your host for today, and with me is my partner and my co-caster in this grand finals, Sumi.
What's up, chat?
Guys, 5 decks with 1 ban, and here we go! Woo!
Ooh, Ollie Crane's bringing some spicy sauce. No Burning, unfortunately. No Gilonin or Arlecchino, but that's fine. I'm curious about how the XIAO deck plays out. This looks like the Harold Claymore deck all the way back last year, like 4.3 during the Prince Cups. Very popular deck, appearing at like the later half of Prince Cup Pacific. Going for a Mirror Maiden Eula variation. This is quite curious. As well as Lyra Armor, you can see right above XIAO, Yelan, Shenhe, like an aggro deck using equips. Haven't seen that deck in a while. It was very, like a specific counter pick to the meta at the time, so I'm curious why Ollie Crane decides to bring this back.
Yeah, I'm very interested about that pick, especially that XIAO deck with Eula instead of Chongyun. But yeah, look at Terry's side, right? I feel like these 5 decks are pretty much the top 5 of the top 5 decks in the current meta right now. Like you have the Bennett, you have the Clorand, you have the Huta, and of course Chior Zhongli and Kachinavia.
Oh, Terry going over for Electro Hypostasis instead of this time instead of Herald. I think last time this deck was brought out, it was with Abyss Herald. Not using for any of the other deck, so just decide to swap out the character for some reason. Wonder what the reasoning is.
I think they want to play safe this time around and go serious because this is the grand finale. I think both of these players want to go very serious this time around. So let's see, right? So we're about to see the bans, and there you go. I mean, of course, at this point, I'm not surprised. Yeah, Kachina is broken, so might as well ban Kachina.
Kachinavia is like the generically strongest deck of the meta. It's like all the way back in like the first Prince Cup. Everyone just banned Shenhe Superconduct when they had the chance.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the strongest deck just generically. It's good into everything more or less. Like I don't think it has a less than 45%, 55 matchup odds. So just getting rid of that, it makes sense. Teruri going over for the Clean deck right off the bat. They chose to bring this down to the later stages last time. Fortunately, didn't quite go their way. And Holy Crane going straight for Lyra Armory.
Oh, now this is gonna be a very interesting matchup because again, we haven't seen this Lyra Armory aggro deck for such a long time. So seeing it returning to this meta is gonna be very interesting. So I'm looking forward to this matchup.
Not only is it returning, it's returning with some adjustments coming in. Bring the standard weapon package as usual, right? Like the double Wagner and then the Master Zhang in there as well. But there is a XIAO talent in this deck. That was not there before. This is a completely new thing. Only a one of as well. Not running anything to help draw it out either, like a Stove God. And also bringing over the Mystique Soup and Sing Your Heart Out. Classic, that's a staple in every deck now. They're just the new Lotus Crisps, Adeptus Temptations of the era. Everything else, though, is your standard Lyra Armory package.
Yeah, like with these new foods, right, that we see right now, these are like the best foods that we can play right now. Like the Mystic Soup with the Alon effect we can gamble with, and also Sing Your Heart Out. It is 3 cost though, it is expensive, but the amount of value that you can get from it is actually crazy compared to the rest of the foods.
Especially turn 1 as well. Like Lyra Armory is perfectly fine to just skill once on Yelan or Shenhe turn 1 and then use 6 dice to ramp. You know, it's because you gotta draw your weapons to get the value out of it. So Sing Your Heart Out is really nice in that regard. I think old Lyra Armory used to like to run Countdown to the Show, but it's because Sing Your Heart Out doesn't need aligned dice, it's probably a lot easier to fit in decks.
For sure, yeah. So, like, okay, now let's see what Terry has to do with these deck lists with the Clorand. So is it gonna be a little bit different? Probably not, right?
Looks like what was brought yesterday.
Probably not.
Don't think anything changed from what I remember.
Yeah, I don't think anything changed.
Standard.
Yeah, very standard. I mean, there is NSC. I think most people, or rather in the global side, I think most players prefer Minty Mitros over NSC. But sometimes, I mean, NSC is really nice, right? Because it's 0 cost and you have double chef mount. It basically just give you 2 random dice, which is very nice. But then again, with Minty Meat Rolls, it's basically like with Chef Mao, it could basically give you +3 dice if you're able to get full value out of Minty Meat Rolls. But then again, NSC is quite nice, but yeah, like we all have our own preferences, right? Like there are players out there who decides to bring in NSC or Minty Meat Rolls, right? I mean, they're pretty much like have the same effect, kind of, but yeah, not that big of a deal anyway. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 in the grand finale Astronauts Invitational. So here we go.
I wonder who got first, but back onto the thing you're talking about earlier, I think Minty Meat Rolls has the potential to get more value, but it also has more burden on your setup as well, because it costs 1 dice to play, and then it also has 3 uses instead of just 1. So you need to have more dice in your pocket if you want to commit to a Minty. It's a higher commitment, higher reward card. Looks like you're keeping 3 Dendro, looking to equip the Tenacity of the Lilith turn 1. The rest of the dice likely go into Ramp and maybe an Eremite skill. Ollie Crane does go first. So starting off on a Shenhe, double Dendro start coming out during a Wagner as well. No Golden House though, has 2, shoot, I forgot the name of the spear. Not Sapwood Blade.
Oh, there's Wagner and Leeway Resonance. Oh, that's a good
full
ramp 8.
turn 1? Oh,
yep.
God.
I mean, most likely Cherry here will go for the same ramp 8 as well, because knowing how Cloran works, I think it's better you just ramp 8 as well.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
so
you
are
playing an aggro deck. Yeah.
Huge top deck. Okay.
Oh, I just noticed that what do you call this? The arcane from Ollie Crane. I forgot the full name. It was Fresh Wind of Freedom. There you go. I remember now. Yeah, look at the Fresh Wind of Freedom arcane legend from Ollie Crane. It was at Lustrous Skin. Very nice, actually. Very, very nice.
Terry has a Lustrous Dun and Mao.
Dude, look at the weapons at Ollie Crane's hand. That is a lot of weapons. In fact, that's all the weapons, actually. All 5 of them.
Has 1 more Moon Piercer. Wait, no, that is all of them. He just equipped Moon Piercer on Shenhe. Yeah, no, that's literally every single weapon in his deck right there in his hand.
Yep.
The good news, though, he has the weapon he wants in this situation. This is Moon Piercer. Bad news, the rest of his hand... Sorry, because he has all the weapons, like, half of his hand is a brick, because you can't really re-equip a weapon without losing some value.
Yeah. So, again, for those who don't know, right, what Fresh Wind of Freedom does is that it's an arcane legend, right? So you play it, right? You're about to kill someone, you play it, and it's still your turn again. So you get to act again when you kill someone. So that's how this card works. For those who don't know, so there you go.
Fun fact as well, Freshwind has some pretty funny interactions with things like Surfing Buddies and Yai Miko Ultimate, where if you use Surfing Buddies and get an elimination, you can just use your character's skill twice in succession without needing to eliminate a character, because you already got the elimination, which is really cool. There's a lot of niche interactions like this. Already has the Maiden down. To go into with the Quills as well, this should be doing like 5 damage Shenhe skills. Ooh, dice not going in his favor. If he doesn't skill
there is Zhang
off, so might be sacrificing Shenhe here, which isn't ideal.
Wait, with Zhang you can play the weapon for 1 cost.
You can. Is it replace Moon Piercer? But then you're down to Moon Piercer for XIAO, which you kind of want as well.
But go to Yelan, no fast swap needed. I was like thinking, Ollie Crane could go for fast swap to Yelan and try freeze, Cloran here.
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, exactly. Like you want to keep this fast swap for later down the line in case if something happened. But yeah,
it is a one-off fast swap in the deck, so you do want to preserve it. But yeah, there's no reason to go for the fast swap into Cloran, because like if they swap off, that's fine. They're wasting dice and don't have that much threat anyways. But if they stay, you're getting the freeze regardless. So I think this is fine as well. 5 dice remaining could probably go to Eremite, get some nice damage down for the skill, and more importantly as well, set up for that burst. Getting the technique onto Cloran is quite good for this deck, because you are able to get overloads with her, with how much Electro she puts out. The unfortunate thing about Cloran decks is that it's kind of just like a Cloran base damage check versus the enemy HP. But with the help of the technique from Eremite, it helps close that gap a little because now you're finally able to do reactions.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot of Terry can do here, right? With Eremite. Like especially Ollie Crane. Like look at Ollie Crane's board right now. So there is two Electro applied onto them. So the overload here from Eremite can be spicy.
Absolutely. The burst next turn as well is setting up for success. It'll do a lot of damage over to Shenhe.
No,
A
wait,
really important
actually,
thing to keep note for Lyra Armory is just how much early value you are able to get from a Shenhe. Oh, I'm gonna take the damage on her instead. If you're able to
okay,
get good early damage with Shenhe, this deck is like kind of winning. If you can't, it doesn't feel the best.
I think Terry here can go for the burst line. You play Tada so that it will proc the passive from the Lord Master. You get one energy and you can just instantly go for burst, equip it already onto Clorand, and you can pretty much just
No,
chill from
this
there.
energy was already from the passive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
because
didn't
Shenhe did
notice.
Moonpiercer skill turn
Alright,
1, right? You already got
I see.
the energy from that, so I can't do it again. What cards did we get? Ooh, Unseen
Oh,
Razor.
there.
That's good. That's real
Yeah,
good.
Unseen Razor with all of these weapons, that is really good. Yep.
Especially considering as well, next turn you're getting a free equip with Master Zhang as well. Because two
Yeah.
weapons, already discounts one. Should be a full discount as well. Wagner
Mm.
stack as well in the back pocket.
Mystic Soup onto Eremite here gets the healing effect, plus 2 HP. Very interesting.
Second
Now,
tenacity
round
coming in from
3.
Terry. Don't know if
The
they want to equip
dice.
that though.
Mm. Okay, the dice is not bad, right? Yeah, for both of these players, I think their dice is alright. Could have been improved, but this is
Could be
alright.
better.
Yeah. And now, this is gonna be
I
spicy turn for Ollie Crane.
I think personally from Ollie Crane, I think there was a misplay last turn. I much prefer taking the damage onto Yelan. I think Shenhe is more important in this deck. Because you're able to put out a lot more pressure, you're able to threaten more damage with the quills, you're able to threaten swirls with the quills as well. And I just feel like
Mm.
Yelan is so much less important than our Shenhe in play.
Right.
Not that Ollie Crane cares right now, not even going to go for the Shenhe play, not considering it right now. Just slam on XIAO, which honestly, I'm down for.
Yep,
Charge up
like
to that burst, no
Xiao.
cows in play, but that's fine.
Xiao will deal a lot of damage here with the swirls. Like, this is gonna be a big turn for Ollie Crane. And again, Clorand is at 3 HP, but there is 4 Bot of Life and 2 shield points from Tenacity. So, and again, there is no fast swap
Ooh,
for
okay.
Terry here. So I think Terry has to sacrifice Lord Master here so that he get to swap to Clorand for free and go sweep from there.
Lotus over into Clocan. This is angling a swap, in my opinion, or stay on Lore Master as well. We know our opponent could potentially have Fresh Wind of Freedom in their hand.
Oh,
And yeah,
yeah.
as you say, Ark, we're going to sacrifice Lore Master. But not before
Yep.
getting the burst out. I think that technique is super important. Fresh Wind coming out on XIAO. We'll get the reset. Just a simple normal attack. Not going to waste our aligned dice. Get a reset on the Gamblers. Back up to 6 dice. Who do we go to here? Burst right now on
Oh.
XIAO does, I think, 6 damage. So we can't go into Clevant. Clevant has exactly 6 with Lotus.
No, it's
No,
exactly like,
it's 4
it's 5
base. It's 5.
damage. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's 5. Because you don't have the +1 animal damage because you're not in the burst state already.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Clara will get to live here exactly at 1 HP. Whew, man. So close yet so far for
The
Ollie
burst
Crane,
will
but
overload as well, but no. But then, does Yelan lethal?
no, you go to
Oh, we go for the
freeze with
freeze!
Yelan. Yep. Now you play the Unseen Razor, get the effect again from the what was the name again? King Squire, right? Or oh yeah, with Board Princess. Yeah,
Oh,
makes
yeah,
sense.
that's
I kinda like
smart.
that.
I like
Yeah,
that
very
too.
nice. Hmm.
Because, like, Shenhe in this situation, you're basically never going to swap to her again, right? So that Moonpiercer's not getting much value. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, it's not going to get value on... You can actually swap to XIAO. If our opponent goes Sejuin, I'm down to swap XIAO right here. We might be able to get a swirl as well. But you're not getting the value of the Moonpiercer on Shenhe, so you might as well use it for the extra dice. We get the freeze here, potentially threatening the double freeze, or if they go over to Sejuin,
Oh, yeah.
swap over to
Then
XIAO and do a skill.
Yep, like Ollie Crane has fast swap here, so if like Terry has no choice here actually. Either way, like no matter what Terry does here, like Terry's Clarand will just die no matter what.
Yeah, you can't Tada to unfreeze because you just don't have enough HP.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
wow. What a turn of events, ladies and gentlemen. Man, seeing this limit armory beating Clarand, I mean to be fair, right? Aggro versus like stall sometimes it
well,
just
like
goes somewhere, I don't know. But
Clothing
man, yeah.
isn't like a true stall deck, so you're not actually able to sustain the early pressure from Lever Armory. But even then, Lever Armory did pretty well into a lot of the stall decks back in the day. Like, did really good against Double
Mm,
Dragon Magic and Crab, just because, yes, it's an aggro deck, so you need to get a bit lucky with how you roll, it's the dice especially. But it's a aggro deck with weapons, so even if you do not get to skill all the time, the weapons are compensating for that. And when you do roll well, when you do have the dice, as we see Ollie Crane have this match, it's just able to overwhelm a lot of the defensive tools the slower decks have, and especially Chlorine, which relies on her self-healing, but she's just been frozen half the time, so so Terrari's just not able to utilize the sustain in this deck.
exactly. And now there it is. There's the swap. And now Ollie Crane will just no fast swap. Okay, I guess we're just chilling, right? No
I
need
mean, yeah, no
to
need to rush it.
yeah, exactly. Because you're pretty much winning here, so yeah.
I mean,
And
they
now what do you do
either
here?
stay Sijuin and the swirl takes care of Chlorine, or they go Chlorine and Chlorine dies anyways. So like, why do we need to burn our fastball? We can save that to get a freeze on the Sejuin if she, suddenly becomes a raid boss.
Mm,
Even going for the skill, that's the disrespect. I would have went for the
yeah.
burst actually. It would have gave us more damage onto Sejuin, but that's fine.
And now with two dice, I mean, Terry can go for NSC play here onto Sijuin and go for normal attack, right? Gain one energy. You might as well equip the Lore Master technique as well, because again, right? Everybody
You
died.
have one
Sijuin is the
character.
only left alive, and yeah, there's nothing you can do here, unfortunately. And there it is.
So, technically not unwinnable for Terry. There's always the chance that our opponent DCs.
Okay. Yeah, surely.
Internet is always a win con.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I'd go next.
Yeah, just go next.
I'd go next.
Man, it's very rare recently that we get to see the top right, the concede. Because remember, I don't know if you watched the matches with Chamberlain, but dude, Chamberlain, if you guys watched it as well, like he's most of the time, if he knows that he's losing, he's just gonna concede
Hmm.
and save that mental energy for next game.
I mean, there's also the thing as well where sometimes what looks like unwinnable, you can turn it around. We saw it yesterday, right? Ollie Crane was able to turn around a completely unwinnable crab game into a sudden victory, and if it wasn't for that, it would be Ollie Crane in the lower brackets of Terraria. I mean, Terraria eventually made it back, but that's beside the point.
Yep. Now Citrus skill comes down. That like, I feel like normal attack would have been like, I don't know, just how do you draw that bubble? But it doesn't matter, right? You just fast swap. That is fast swap, right? Fast swap into plunge with XIAO, and there it is. Ollie Crane takes game one.